What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a breaking news show. I think something nobody was expecting at this moment in time, but Todibo is off basically, and unless something changed between now and the time of recording this video. But he is off to West Ham completely out of the blue, basically. Because 24 hours ago, the feeling or the news was positive feelings between Juve and Nice. It's getting closer. It's just, details now, blah, blah, blah. And now it's boom, he's going to West Ham. And I cannot even start to describe how much of a massive L this is for Giuntoli on so many levels. On so many levels. This is a massive L. We need to unpack this, but you cannot recover. No matter if you sign a court minors, which is also not done. You cannot say it's done just because he wants out. Another team can put the money on the table and it's over. That's how the window opens. Players are not going to wait for Juve for ages. Even though they want to join, they're not going to wait for ages. They have their own career. But it's done. Like it's off, and it's such a massive out for Giuntoli. No matter who he signs, no matter what happens, he's not going to recover from that center back mess he created this summer. But before we get into it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's talk about how bad this is for Giuntoli. And to make it worse, which is actually the most important thing, for Thiago Motta. Okay, so it's off. First off, I want to say, because for the people who watch the channel again, I'm not high on Todibo. I'm not saying he's a scrub whatsoever, but I'm not as high on Todibo as many were. That doesn't mean I didn't want him. That's not an excuse. But for me, it's not like, oh, we missed out on Todibo. It's more of, it's the second week of August and you are finito right now. You are done. Because being Giuntoli, when you miss out on Calafiori, he was a clear target. Let's not do this. He was a clear target. You miss out on him. Then you go for the next one. It's Todibo. And you have an agreement with Todibo for a month. Even more. And he's holding out, saying no to West Ham. And you wait for a month to actually go to Nice and put a bid on the table. A bid that's actually shambolic to begin with. It's a loan with an obligation that kicks in if he plays 70% of the games and we reach Champions League. It's an entire package that I don't want to hear that, oh, we're low on cash, we cannot do that. If you cannot do that, you need to know that from the get-go. You do not turn around, sell Huijsen on a very cheap, shop off Rugani, so on, and then are like, okay, second week of August, now I'm going to talk to Nice and try to make this happen. That is ridiculous. I've always said it. That's why I said it's taking too long. It's taking way too long. Where you're shipping out players and handing out discounts, you do that if you know, okay, I can use that money, whatever, that deal immediately to close my target deal. If you let 2 weeks or 3 weeks pass by, you are not doing your job properly. And the center back position, again, I don't care what people say, is a massive issue. It's not good. I cannot stress it. I stress it so many times. If Bremer is injured, that is a Fiorentina level backline. It's poor. It's not good. If you go into the Champions League and Bremer misses a couple of games, you are screwed. That backline is average. It doesn't have good defenders in it. Gatti is not a good defender. He's not. At the highest level, definitely. Danilo is a decent defender. At the highest level, he's not good enough. Consistently, it's not going to happen. Savona is a kid. Cabal, nobody knows. Yes, he can play center back, but that's not his main position. So you're again setting up things that shouldn't be set up that way that is. And to top it off, you told Motta that if it's not Calafiori, you're getting Todibo. You're getting a center back who's good in possession. What Thiago Motta needs, what he tried to do with Facundo Gonzalez against Nuremberg, but it's Facundo Gonzalez at the end of the day. He needs that. Now you're telling him to change up his style again. No matter what you do, even if you bring in a Kiwior and media will spin it and it's like, oh, but he knows Kiwior. That's plan Z at this point. It's not even plan C. Whatever you do now, it's messed up. Whatever you do now, you fail Thiago Motta. And even if Allegri was the coach, whoever, I would have said the same thing, because you're not backing the bare minimum your coach needs to succeed, to do his thing. You're not doing that. It's all good. You bring in Thuram and Todibo and Douglas Luiz, but you look around the squad, and that needs to be said. And that's why I was pissed all week, 2 weeks now, that it's not moving fast enough. There are so many holes in that squad. You sell Sule, you don't have a replacement. You put Kies on the market, you do not have a replacement. That's not okay. That's just not okay. Koopmeiners is your main target, and there's still nothing. Like I said so many times, agreeing with players easy. If you don't have the cash, don't waste some time agreeing on players. Just move on to players you can actually pay. Because now you're in a messed up situation. Now you are in big, big, big trouble to find a replacement, because whoever you will bring in now, right now, is not the first choice or the second choice. Everybody knows that it's not going to be good enough. And two, you're telling Thiago Motta, again, I failed. Review what you were trying to do, because it's not going to happen. You're going to need to play football from out from the back with Gatti, Bremer, and Danilo. Suicide. You're going to need to do something you've never done or you're not planning to do. That's messed up. That's not okay. It's not acceptable. The second week of August, a week and a half before our season kicks off, this is a clusterfuck by Giuntoli. And I praise him, and I called him out all summer. And again, I will not say it's not. I don't believe in Giuntoli. I don't believe in Motta. I said 2 summers. I need to see the entire big picture. But if you fail out, if you miss out on 2 targets who are similar in terms of on the ball, which Motta was asking, then you messed up. It's as simple as that. You cannot flip it. You cannot do anything. It's messed up. There is nothing to do right now. It's nothing. The player you're going to bring in, most likely, is a player who is a player other clubs are trying to offload, are happy you take him off their hands, are not main guys, are just going to be there. That's not okay. That's messed up, and you fail. It's as simple as that. You waited too long, and then you go out there, loan, obligation, and West Ham is like, cool. Loan with an obligation, 40 million, and a percentage on the future resale. And I'm not saying we should have put that type of bid in, percentage on the future resale, but if you put it a higher bid in, you would have closed that deal. Just purely because Todibo was waiting a month for you to actually put a half decent table offer on the table, so he could have told Nice, it's decent enough, it's close to what West Ham is doing, I want to go, let me go. And probably Nice would have allowed him to go. But if it's extremely far off, if Todibo's looking at it, it's like, I need to think about my own career. If I'm not moving now from Nice, then when is it going to happen? I cannot wait on Juve forever. He waited. But if you're Giuntoli and you played him by lowballing Nice, and you knew what the offer should have been that Nice was looking for, then it's on you. It's on nobody else. It's on you. And this is a big trouble. This is big trouble. Excuse me. This is massive trouble for Giuntoli. That's the only way I can put it. There's no way anyone can spin this, in my opinion, and you can give it a go. And again, I will repeat myself, I'm not even that high on Todibo. But I was like, okay, it's not him. It's not Calafiori. Then it needs to be Todibo. You don't have other options. We need a center back. We need help at the back. That back line was awful last season. It wasn't good. It was poor. It really wasn't. Forget about stats. Forget about clean sheets. Just look. Use your eye test. It's quality-wise, not good. And you're going into Europe, and you're asking Motta to actually improve upon what you did last season, and you just have the same backline. You just throw Cabal in. You threw Cabal in there, who is unproven. Nobody's expecting anything from him. I'm sorry. That's just not good enough. That's actually very sad. And he is in trouble now, Giuntoli. And towards Motta, he as well. He's probably going to need to do things he never planned to do. And that's always a base to a poor start. That's what it is. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about the entire situation? Like the video, subscribe, and join me for a call and show later tonight, because I think a lot of people will have something to say. Ciao.